Hi, Michael. So we just did this awesome workshop,
Hmm.
and which was called the Tree of Life and the Kabbalah,
Thank you.
and it really blew my mind how much knowledge you have and how, yeah, how deep we went into things and meditations and yeah, I'm just wondering, can you tell me a bit about the workshop for those people that would be interested in doing the workshop?
Yeah, I thoroughly recommend it. We had a really good place where we were working with the meditations. We did a 10-day workshop and we went into 5 hour days of solid meditation with practice, hands on energy work. The feedback was phenomenal. We had a very strong international community. We have people from all over the world practices. Most of the people that we had lots of different metaphysical, holistic backgrounds, martial arts backgrounds as trainers, from Tai Chi to, hands-on healers and readers. So the beauty of that was people got a chance to really feel advanced meditation. It's not just like doing your normal 7 chakras and breathing, but we really enhanced that with also grounding in the deeper meditations. It was a good opportunity because once again I had a lot of skill in many of my trainings, and then we put it all together as the Tree of Life workshop. I was wonderfully asked earlier in the year to come along and do this, and if I could integrate everything from the planets, the constellations, the elements, all the numbers, the colors and sounds, and also how people were really invigorated by that, and they got a chance to put hands on. It's not just like some sort of theory workshop where they actually sort of channel the energies of Mars or
I know
understand the deep
the
aspects
energy
of.
was so strong. I could feel it in my whole
Yeah,
body, and
yeah,
yeah,
and
it's just
also,
amazing.
yeah, there's sometimes this real challenging energy, say, of Saturn. It really destabilizes people, but they got a chance to really find the etheric aspect of the elements of Earth or the etheric aspects of fire that you might get with something along the lines of Jupiter, that kind of anything. Plus, we're working with a lot of the energies of these ancient planets being as seasons and cycles or gods and goddesses in many cultures across the planet, and then being pantheons so that you could come from India, or you could come from Argentina, or you could come from Europe or the Middle East, or any part of Asia. You'd get a grip on this. It's a universal system. We want to bring it in so that people can enhance their own life journey. That's the beauty of the Tree of Life system. So yeah.
Yeah. Well, from what I gathered, you've got like decades of experience in
Yeah,
working with
thank
the
you.
magic.
Yeah, we worked with a lot of metals, everything from gold, silver, plus a lot of high-end stuff. I mean, stainless steels and platinums and iron, as well as a lot of the different crystalline structures, everything from diamonds to topaz to amethyst. So people get a chance to really feel into that as well. That's going to be part of the higher magic workshops that we're introducing in the future. People can really, feel into those aspects. They can transmute water, or bless water, learn how to bless things, as well as they can walk away. They'll learn how when people are, telling, falsehoods or lying to them, they'll feel it in their own chakras. Things that are really practical to them as well as, right out getting into the ancient star systems, the Pleiades and Andromeda and Arcturus and places like that. So they get a feel for that, and also sliding down their ancestral lines and their own vital force and their blood. Their bloodline is, there's something that's ancestral that goes right back into, their parents, their grandparents, their great, grandparents, and right down into royal bloodlines. Plus, where they're going to be moving into the future, with their own children and grandchildren and so on and so forth. So they're at a very powerful point in their line, and we tend to really enhance that awareness that they're going to receive, that they can connect with all things, not just like physical and mental and emotional, but also they're getting into the crystalline and the plant kingdoms as well. Mm.
Yeah, there's a lot of depths in there in
Yes.
that workshop.
Mm.
Yeah, really intense.
Yeah, absolutely. It's
Would you
everything.
recommend it for somebody that has some more experience with energy work already, or meditation, or is it also suitable for people that just start on their journey?
Well, that's an excellent question. If you're starting on your journey, then it's a great get-go. You're coming in from a fresh point of view. I mean, when you get going, you're really going to be doing some energetic, cosmological meditations as well as the elements. We give you all the tools. I do recommend it for intermediate to advanced practitioners, because once we start on the first day, people just, even with their skills and their knowledge, are like, oh wow, what's this? You could sort of feel it in the room. There's an electricity. See, electrical and magnetism is an aspect that we work with as part of the magic and hermetic formulas. So we look at the magnetism being the liquid aspects and all the liquids in our body. So we really want to enhance that, as well as our own awareness of, projecting our consciousness, right through our bodies and outside our bodies as well, So yeah, I do recommend it. People have a bit of a awareness or a skill or a real passion. The big thing that's going to save you is going to be your passion, your drive for life and your awareness for life. And we want people to really enhance their own spark, that spirit, and really get that, let's do this. Let's really see who we are, where we exist in places and zones. I feel there's a good energy in the room. As I say, there's some really heavy, serious stuff, but there's also some really good comedy. I mean, people really laugh out loud, because it was such a series of dynamic tensions that they're building with different planetary aspects. Plus, we were doing the outer planets, and people got a different feel from, let's say, for example, the three types of waters in the constellations. We did, Pisces and Scorpio and, Tashia, Cancer. And it was a really powerful way to enhance and get a feel for the subtle dynamics that go on this planet, with the moon and the different planetary systems. It was really powerful for both men and women as well.
Yeah, it was the energy was really strong. I was really impressed with that. Even, me working for years and years in the energy sector already.
Mm-hmm.
So that's really impressive.
Thank you.
I really enjoyed the work with the Kabbalah as well.
Yes.
That's something very different. Can you maybe tell a bit more about it?
Absolutely. The Kabbalah seems to be this thing that's just, it's like it's a theory for most people when they come to the workshop. So I'm not saying that they haven't done anything right or wrong. It's not that at all. It's just like, you got to understand, Kabbalah is a language, and we do it through advanced meditation practices of resonating color and sound. For example, the letter A, it's a powerful chant. And these chants, you'll notice it as real energy systems in any philosophical, religious, or musical culture across the planet. You could go, once again, you could go from Canada to Ethiopia to the Gregorian chants. You could go to the Wailing Walls in Jerusalem, and they do these powerful chants and these sounds. So we work on that. It's not that they've got to become opera singers overnight. It's just understanding the resonance of sound. So A, its color connection to the light blue, and we get to really build that. And they're going to walk away with something they can take for the rest of their lives. I mean, some of these energies, and literally it's the go spell. You spell the words together, and you can enhance it from any philosophical or religious text. You could use it from the Vedas to ancient biblical texts. You could use it in the Quran. Anything that your ancient cultural handwritings or scripts. If you're working from a shamanic or a witch doctor's point of view, you can really roll with that.
And I found it really can have a big impact on people's lives, or on my life, working just with one letter, putting that into the frequency, into the meditation to manifest money, or to enhance certain aspects, affect people as well.
Yeah, definitely there was a phenomenal joy and a real value that people got a sense of their own self-worth and energy, but it was, I suppose, a much more enhanced dynamic. It took away a lot of potential stress or dynamics. This is going to work, everything's going to be okay. There's nothing to worry. You know what I mean? You can enhance, or if there's a stress in your life, you just use it as a dynamic tension to just work with something else. It's like, if this is happening, this is happening. And plus, also we do confront some of the most challenging things of life and death, and you see it as a transitional transmutation. Obviously there's powerful emotions around the aspect of life, but you see it as the greater picture, as lifetimes as well, and it answers a lot of lingering questions to ancient cultures or royalty systems like that, where we do travel across the planet, and we want people to bring in their own little bits of input as well, from their own perspective. Exactly. As I said, you can come in from a martial arts background, or a healer's point of view, or you can come in from holistic, or you could do it from energetic. You could be a reader. Anything like that, Kabbalah will help. it will just amplify it substantially, because you're working with the elements, but they're all enhanced now. Fire is now electric, water is now magnetism, air is electromagnetism, and the earth is enhanced gravity, and you're working with those dynamics. You're getting a real tangible, measurable field of these effects in your own body through the layers and the systems, but also in your own external world, and how that works, internal, external. You need both. People will say, oh, you only need the internal, or people only operate in this. If you're working with both, you're moving, you're flowing, and you get a sense of both. We're in this world for a reason, and we're working on people finding and exploring their own depth through experience and exploration.
Coming back to their own power.
Yeah,
as well.
yeah, exactly. They want to have an ecstatic connection to life rather than just it being mundane. And they're, energizing their bodies, energizing themselves. They're understanding the fifth element. It's not something that's so abstract out there. Actually, it's not an easy thing to explain, but they're going to get a real feel for these ethers, these akashic energies. So, we want people walking out of here like, wow, what was that? And that's some of the feedback that we did get.
Yeah,
that,
definitely.
it feels like,
Big time.
Well, you can't fake it at these levels, so that's a big thing.
Energies and the group energy and the way you're holding the space and just your wealth of knowledge.
Oh, thank you. Just the feedback from the people was probably one of the most rich. I just feel like crying. It is, but I like being emotional, in a balanced kind of way with it. It's just like, well, when it comes over, it's like, oh, I'm being overwhelmed, but I like the overwhelmed feeling of it. I can deal with it. It's like, oh, this is it, because we're larger than life. We don't want to be these monotone, neutral. You're gonna be neutral, not feel. It's like, no, feeling is water, is liquid, and it's also phenomenal. When you're reaching in, reading energy off stones or crystals. You might have something, you might be into, let's say you're a collector of coins or swords or arcane magic, and you can get a real feel for that, or tactile energies with clothes, what feels good on you, what's real.
It opens a completely new world.
It's phenomenal, the feedback and just the level of the students that were working with it. It was so good. As I said, I don't even speaking in words anymore, just using sounds. Oh my gosh, it's great. So I can't speak higher than what they say and what they felt and they experienced. That it meant a lot. I mean, we compressed an absurd amount of energy and knowledge in that time. I had feedback from so many people. It was
it was
they're definitely getting good value for money. If you've broken down like the price of it over a day, it's like they're really they're on. And that's why we choose Thailand as a place at the moment. We want to be doing tours around the world as well, so people can get to feel these energies in other places.
To spread your knowledge. It's so rare to find somebody that has that depth of knowledge and is willing to share. And obviously, you learned a lot through the wisdom schools, mystery schools.
The deeper mystery schools.
Initiations and
to enhance it. We're not here to take anything away from people. We want to enhance their culture, their philosophy, and they've got their own strengths and weaknesses, and they're going to really magnify their own energy here, and it's a good place to learn, but we want to keep growing, and that's what we want. We want to be this universal mystery school. Thank you.
Well, thank you so much for your time.
You're most welcome.
Thank you so much for the workshop. I
Sure,
look forward to the next one.
Thank you. It's been wonderful. Thank you. It's been a real blessing. It's been great teaching. I love it. Thank you.